What's up, Twitter? So I wanted to do a quick one on development hell. Um, the thing to realize there is, and this is kind of based on like how emotional people get on Twitter about their writing and so forth. And the thing to realize about development hell, and I didn't make up that phrase, so I'm not the bad guy who made up that phrase. It's a phrase that who did make up that phrase? I have no idea, but it's true. But the thing about it is, so when you go into development hell, or when you go into development, um, when you're working with producers and so forth in the studio and all that, everybody's talking about the script as if you have no emotional connection to it, as if you, the writer, have no emotional connection to it and shouldn't. I think that's one thing to realize. They kind of feel like you should have no emotional connection to it and shouldn't. That's the way they talk to you. And it's kind of bizarre. You know what I mean? It's almost like they're talking about it in mathematical terms, in very matter of fact, and it's just a math problem we got to solve. It to me anyway, it doesn't feel like it's an emotional problem to solve in the script. It feels like a mathematical problem we got to solve. So that's just not the language that's used. Like I mean, there is that language in the sense of how do we make these characters better, like all this kind of stuff. But there's not this kind of like patting you on the head kind of stuff. Like it's almost like we all got to figure out like this game plan to try to win this battle. And all of your emotional equity and so forth that you put in the script kind of doesn't really matter at that point. It's kind of like it's kind of like, so you get to that point and you just gotta throw the ego out the window, and just take it, like take all the hits and understand where they're coming from. They're coming from a monetary standpoint, really. I mean, that's what I think anyway. I mean, do they want it to be good? Yeah, I would say they do, but that's just what I think. I think it's more of a just two different minds coming together, having a similar goal but different, and so that's just a heads up to my friends and so forth, who haven't been through development hell or developing all of that. You're gonna have to kind of check some of that stuff. You're gonna have to check some of your emotions and just buckle up and just try to do it, and realize that at that point no one's about praising you. Like anything you fix, they never say, great, you fixed that. They never come back and say, yeah, oh, that works. I've never heard that. Maybe other people have. I have no idea. But I've never had someone say like, oh, great, that scene works so much better now. I've never heard that. I've only heard like, we still have a problem over here. Like you fix the scene and then they just kind of like ignore it. And then they're like on to the next thing. Like, now we have this problem. So that's it. And is that wrong? Probably. But is it going to change just because you don't like it? No. It's not. So it's just something to like brace yourself for. Like you want to get into industry and so forth, and you want to write. Just brace yourself for it. Just be ready for it is what I'm saying. That's it. Like just realism, like later.